Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed Podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you and enjoy the show.
So we're still going old school here. We're going to have paper and pencils instead of using our iPads and laptops and all the other digital
Everything is
equipment.
good, bro. You can use whatever you want.
All the digital
use it all.
equipment we got out here. We got to go old school here.
I got about 15 or 20 of these notebooks. Then I got all kind of notes in my hard drive.
Yeah, I got my analog stuff too.
So it's all good. I got stuff on my phone.
I got a nice little thing here. When I went out and bought this, I paid money for it. I said, well, I got all this equipment here that I got to write down stuff.
Well, we've been talking about stuff, but the main stuff that these people, I don't think the American people realize that it's going to be a bunch of changes happening.
Going to be a what?
Bunch of changes. So many changes that you ain't going to be able to keep up. Because a lot of things that this administration will do, and like every administration, you have to keep your eye on the ball. You got to do your research. You got to dig. And next thing you know, it has happened. One of the things that people don't realize that the president has authority to do certain things, and he can get rid of a lot of regulations that protect you personally. Protect your family, protect your job, protect your environment, and meaning that's water, air. That means your working place, where you work at. I got some regulations his last time in office, what he did, that a lot of people is not aware of. And the environmental regulations. Reversed environmental regulations and rescinded climate funds from 2022 Inflation Reduction Act. What you think he's going to do about the Inflation Reduction Act now? He's going to do the same thing. He's going to roll back regulations at the Environmental Protection Agency with plans to tear down and rebuild the agency structure, if it be an EPA. This is something he did, proposed downsizing EPA by terminating newest hires in low-value programs and relocating senior executives' service personnel. He's going to end President Joe Biden's effort to utilize parole, temporary protection status, and the CBP, one application to boost legal migration. expand immigration customs enforcement authority to make immigration arrests within the country, repeal the Obamacare, or I should say repeal the Affordable Care Act, individual mandate, not explicitly mentioned in search results, but a well-known Trump administration action. Expand private sector healthcare options for veterans through the Mission Act. He sought to eliminate the Department of Education with Trump Education Secretary Betsy DeVos, stating the agency should not exist. Planned to remove radical zealots and Marxists from the Federal Department of Education. In labor, repealed the Obama-era persuasive rule, which require employers to disclose anti-union activities, not explicitly mentioned to search results, but a well-known Trump administration action. Rolled back other labor regulations, including those related to overtime, pay, and worker pay, visas, well-known Trump administration actions. Those are just a few. Those are just a few.
Don't forget he suspended the DOT highway regulations and stuff to allow the carriers to work as many hours as they needed to move goods and services around the country. So they have regulations for when they could sleep and when they had to have a rest and all that. He
And why was that regulation mandated?
To keep safety on the highway.
Thank you. For our safety.
Right.
Not for their safety, our safety.
Right.
You get hit with one of those diesels, brother, you go.
Absolutely. And didn't they have an accident during that time? If I remember, this guy from was driving a Walmart truck and hit this family, didn't they? If I'm not mistaken, during that time.
It was a bunch of them.
Well, I remember this distinctly because there was a family, big family, coming from Florida or something, and they were driving up the interstate, and this guy who was driving a Walmart truck hit them, killed the whole family. And
see, the thing is about America, the people, and this is just my little input. To me, is just common sense. When you have 150 million people, and I'm gonna use this is not a fair statement, but I'm using it as off the boat. Just got off the boat the last 50, 60 years. 150 million people. They don't know. This country don't plan 5 years from now. But other nations plan out 20, 30, 500, China, to make our country better, to do things to set up and make sure that it's better. The infrastructure, the housing, the water, the air. And when you have all of these different states that want to have stuff done now, or they care about only now, you don't have a future. Oh yeah, you know, a lot of people will survive, and some people will even prosper off of it. But the long term, it's going to be devastating. Devastating. Now, President Biden came back and up all those regulations, and he's going to do away with them. Before, when Obama was in, he did a whole lot of stuff, and he had a lot of regulations, and then Trump got rid of all of them. Biden came and re-upped them again, and now Trump is getting ready. So they plan a game with these people who do not realize you're only hurting yourself. You're only hurting yourself. That's all you're doing is hurting yourself, because when you don't plan, this man has an infrastructure that goes out for another, 4 or 5 years? I think it's $300 billion a year to go to certain places and in the red states and the blue states to up their bridges, to upstate their roads, upgrade their internet, all of that. Is he going to get rid of all of that? The money has already been planned for it. So we got these people playing games thinking that we are inferior, or, when you have countries, maybe I'm talking too long. You cut me off anytime, because, I can go off on this stuff for another half an hour. Let me just say this. You got a country in Russia whose GPA ain't even $2 trillion. You got a country in China that can't hardly feed their people. And yeah, they got a certain elite status of certain people that's doing fairly well. But you got 500 million people or more that's living off $1, $2 a day.
Mm-hmm.
You got a country in Iran that's governed by religious zealots. And I can go on for other countries. And these people, America, is supposed to be different. It's supposed to be inclusive. It's supposed to be for all the people. These Republicans have been playing with the immigration for years. And I dare say the Democrats too. There have been some on both sides that try to get an immigration bill, but they don't want it because they can use it. They have to have some type of enemy to galvanize their base. That's how stupid the base is. They believe these politicians. Is America perfect? No. Do we have bad people out there? Yeah. But if people do their job, it wouldn't be as bad. You got a lot of crooked cops, a lot of crooked people that's in the government. You got a lot of crooked regular people that's running around making the kind of money they can make, because you got a thirst for narcotics in this country. And they want to get it illegally so it'd be cheaper. And people making money off of it. When you're making over $1 trillion off of drugs illegally, hey, that's a flow of cash, bro. You don't want to stop that. Look at when they passed that law, when they said, okay, you can donate as much money as you want, as long as you do this or do that. Over $5 billion running for the president. When is the people gonna wake up, man? This right here, you ain't got no business making no money trying to run for president, collecting all this money and spending all this money and stuff. You don't even make them. You don't even make them. They have 1 or 2 debates to find out where they really stand. You hardly even see these people on TV. They have one. You'll see them on C-SPAN, and they debate one time. When is these American people gonna wake up, bro? I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. You gonna sit here and bitch and moan about little trivial stuff when the real issue is your streets, your roads, your protection, your making sure that your jobs are secure, and you being treated fairly as far as your taxes and all of those things. But yet and still, everything keeps going up. The reason why it's going up. There's a myriad of reasons why it's going up. They playing games with you. They playing games with you.
During the campaign that Kamala did, and all during her campaign, there were people who were walking around and talking to anybody who would listen, get on any show that they would listen to them and tell the American people what they thought. Well, what they were reading, what the person was saying. Even the criminal got on, and he told them, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And that same thing, Ted, has been going through my mind. What the hell? But you have to listen to what people tell you. And I don't think that a lot of the Democrats, I'm not blaming them for it, did not listen. They thought that by them going out and saying what was getting ready to happen and reciting, playing the videos of the criminals saying the same thing. But if you talk to the people in those focus groups and the commentators who were talking for the folks in the focus group wasn't listening to what them people said either, because they and I remember at least probably half of the folks in each one of those groups, even up there in Wisconsin, they had all these old white biddies up there talking about and one of the things that the lady says was, I don't believe it. They didn't believe their eyes. They didn't believe their ears. I don't believe this. This is too far-fetched for this to happen. And that's what they believe. They said it. Well, what they said, I don't believe this. I don't believe that this is going to happen. I don't believe that this is going to happen to this country that I'm in. I'm safe here. I'm up here and I'm living okay. Now, they lied about the economy, and everybody know that, because as soon as the election's over, the economy is okay. Even in Republicans, the economy is okay. So they lied about that. We know that now. It ain't the economy, stupid. They did not believe, and they still don't believe that this guy is going to do this. They don't believe it. Just like they said, most of them said, and the Republicans kept repeating it over and over and over again, that it was illegal for them to convict this man. They had no right to convict him. He didn't commit these crimes. The Democrats led this stuff and they did this to him. So we don't believe this. So they're having these committee meetings there in Congress trying to bring people in front of their committees and stuff and tell them they don't know what the hell they're doing. You are lying. He didn't do this. You keep telling people over and over again the same thing and telling folks they stole the election from me. He said it for 4 years, man. They stole the election. And most of the folk that you talk to out there believed it. Yes, they stole the election. Biden ain't the president. They believed him.
Let me switch gears here.
Go ahead.
There's a guy that I was watching on C-SPAN this morning. His name is Paul Dapper. He was the Assistant Secretary of Energy under Trump. And he went on stage and flat out lied about the Obama administration. He said before Trump came in, they weren't pumping no more than 4 million barrels of oil a day. And President Trump came in and he started pumping 10 to 11 trillion a day, which made the oil prices go down a little bit. I'm looking here, and I'm looking at the oil per day, 8, 9, 9. These are months, December, October, November, 2016, 2014. Then you go to 2015. Then it goes up to 9, 9, 9.6, 9.7, 9. You go, and it goes on and on. He up to almost 10 million a day. Now, during that time, before he came in office, there was a lack of oil because, number one, they was using a lot of that oil because we had 2 wars going on. But here's the thing, though, bro. Think about it. The oil prices at that time at the gas station was high. Why was it high? Because it takes time before things to work. And then when you get an overflooding of oil, and then now you're not using as much because he had shut down, basically President Obama had shut down the war pretty much. And then the oil was already being pumped for 14, 15, 16, and 17. As soon as Trump gets in office, he knocks down a lot of the regulations and he started pumping up another 1 to 2 a day, million a day, extra a day. So you have these people, and his big thing was, Ed, that you have to let the private sector be involved. That was his whole big pitch. Take the money from the government, give it to the private sector, the corporations. So when you look at all of that, these people will, what's the word I'm looking for? They would consistently tell false or misleading stories or lies to try to embellish what Trump has done, which was nothing, basically, to try to, because they know that Trump is going to give them those taxes and he's going to knock off all of those regulations across the board so that they can make more money. So this is what's going to go on for the next 4 years. There will be some resistance, but they can only do so much resistance. So these next 2 years is going to be tough. But like I said, you have some strong people that's going to be putting up a fight. Now, whether they win or not, we don't know. But the thing is that the American people, man, is going to, right now, they're going to, we're going to suffer a lot. When they start doing these regulations, and then you talking about putting this dude in health, human services. So get ready, put your big pants on, tie up them boots. You better figure it out, because now you're on your own now, because Trump ain't gonna help you. This government is supposed to work for the people, not for the corporations. Corporations do need help and try to help them, yeah, but they're not supposed to be running the ship.
Well, I'm laughing, man, because from the time you and I and even our parents and their parents who lived here, we always struggle, man. This ain't nothing new to us.
There you go.
This ain't nothing. This ain't nothing new to us, man. Like they used to tell us, when America got a cold, we got pneumonia. This ain't nothing new to us. Our folks, over the decades, over the centuries, have been able to survive because we always found a way to make it on through. No matter what, we found a way to make it on through. When even during slavery times, our people found a way to get on through. And our mechanism inside of our bodies, inside of our minds and stuff has geared us to make it through no matter what. And I know for a fact we're going to make it through this because we done been through hell, man. We done walked through hell with gasoline draws on and still come out unfazed. So we're going to make it through this. I don't think this man can do anything to hurt us no more than we've already been hurt. And I look back at our folks, man, and how they lived back then. Our parents, and I know if you look back at your foreparents and stuff, they took care of their family. Some of them had 10, 11 children and stuff at home and everything. But they ate. They made sure that they ate every day. All the whole family ate. And then when people come over and everything, they find some money, some food and everything to feed everybody. During the Depression and stuff, we found ways and stuff to eat and everything. during any time that we have, during the World War, we found a way. During after that, we done found a way and stuff to keep on and survive it. And I believe we're gonna survive and we're gonna thrive. Now, what them other folks gonna do, I don't know, because they kind of weak. 'Cause as you can remember, Ted, when they had the stock market crash, man, there was a whole lot of them jumping out of windows and stuff because they committing sideways because they couldn't make it. I done lost my money. They jump out the window. But if we don't have anything, we make something out of nothing.
Well,
Because
that's the whole thing, though, bro.
yeah,
We have a resiliency to really make good or whatever we have and learn to be content no matter what, and then try to get some happiness out of it.
hmm
That's our attitude. Hey, I might not have what that guy over there have. He got that big old house and all that. But you know what? I'm going to be happy over here.
hmm
I'm not going to be miserable. And a lot of us are in that attitude, have that attitude.
man, I, I I remember when Clinton was the president and the Republicans had taken over control of the Congress, and they forced him to get rid of welfare, get rid of cut back on food stamp, do all that stuff and everything. And I remember all these folks around there, man, he taking our food stamp, they gonna do this. And I'm sitting around there, out there, oh man, and looking at our folks and stuff out there who said, I don't know how we gonna make it. But they did, because after they got rid of all that, they still needed to feed the people. So they found ways and stuff of getting food from food banks. They found ways of getting extra money when they needed and stuff and everything doing that, because they got their money and stuff from all the child care that they gave them and everything. Man, there was money out there that they allowed them to get. There was for the white folks, but we found out about it, so we said, "Hey, we're gonna take advantage of this too." And I'm sitting there, man, watching these folks, man, and they still got money, man. We still got money coming through our community, trillions of dollars still coming. It is still there, and I have my my wife. She she was a postmaster. And she happened to work out there, and where we came from in Pembroke as a postmaster. And the income tax period had went by, but the state of Illinois had some kind of thing called the circuit breaker. I had no idea what the hell that was, but these people found out about it, and they were filling out the paperwork to get him a check, a circuit breaker check. So my point and stuff is that I now sit down there and realize that, yep, this didn't happen, but we gonna make it through. Now, those folks who didn't believe what this man had to say, they the ones and stuff, Ted, I feel sorry for. I really do. I feel sorry
I'm
for
gonna
them.
tell you something. I'm not gonna feel sorry for nobody.
I do, man. I do. I really do, Ted. I feel
No, I
sorry for them.
don't. I
I
don't
feel
feel
sorry for
sorry.
them.
And what I mean by that is, don't mean I don't have any empathy, sympathy, compassion, but there's a lot of people got to learn a lesson, bro.
They,
And maybe
yeah,
this is the lesson. See,
they,
I've been thinking,
they,
I've been
they are.
I've been saying this ever since when Reagan got in office. I was thinking that they'll learn their lesson then.
They ain't gonna learn. They're not. They're not gonna learn.
Well, let me switch gears here.
We found that out that they're not gonna learn. So our thing is to help our folks to survive through this, to find a way every day to survive. And the reason why I'm telling you that I feel sorry for them, Ted, is because some of them just don't. They just refuse to know or don't know. I was out today. Thanksgiving coming up. My wife, she got to fix dinner. I don't know why she got to do it, but in her mind, she got to have Thanksgiving dinner for everybody. Big old dinner and stuff and everything. Food all on the table, man. Getting us overweight, messing with my sugar because I'm full of diabetes. I ain't got no business eating all that stuff, the butter and cheese and all that stuff in the food, all that. I haven't been doing that. But she got to do it. So we out, me and her out shopping. I'm walking around the store and I'm looking at all these folks, man, who have integrated into our society, who are working at these stores that these people are hired at damn near minimum wage. They making $10 an hour, $11 an hour, and they in these stores and stuff working. And they foreigners. And I looked at this one young lady. She was in there cleaning out the boxes and taking the boxes out of the freezer and everything, all the empty boxes, and putting them in a little cart and everything. And she turned around and I looked at her and she smiled. And I'm looking at this lady and saying to myself, next year she ain't gonna be here. So I'm feeling sorry for him. I'm looking at this lady in the face, man, and I'm knowing this man has said she ain't gonna be here. He's done started building these holding cells for these folks.
Well, I'm not gonna laugh about it. I'm not gonna cry about it, but I'm gonna switch gears here.
Go ahead.
Have you ever heard of Heather Morgan?
Who?
Heather Morgan.
Heather Morgan. No.
She was known as the Razzlecam, and she and her husband were involved in a major Bitcoin heist.
Mm-hmm.
They stole 119,754 Bitcoins, which was worth $71 million at the time. However, by the time of their arrest in 2022, the value of the stolen Bitcoins has skyrocketed to roughly $10.8 billion. They found out about it, just got arrested. She only got 18 months, and he got 5 years. The U.S. Justice Department recovered $3.6 billion in assets. Where's the rest of the money?
It hid away so they can get out of jail?
Yeah.
It hid away so when they get out of jail, they got it.
How much fines did they have to pay? I don't see anything about fines. And they only gave her 18 months. Now, I'll never forget this. I was living in California. And this guy had 2 strikes against him. He went to the convenience store and stole a pack of cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
The judge gave him 35 years.
Yep.
3 strikes.
Right.
Now I'm looking at, and this ain't the first time this kind of stuff has happened. This is going on all over the country. A lot of
Absolutely.
people are just stealing money.
Absolutely.
And then when they get out,
They
they got a
they
bunch of
they
money.
take their money and run. And they can't convict them again. Double jeopardy. More than likely, Ted, what they did is that they sat there after they got arrested and they looked them FBI agents in the face and they made a deal with them. I'll tell you where $2 billion that you can recover, okay? And then I'll take this time. And they probably took it because they probably told them, if you don't, I ain't gonna tell you where none of it is at. They made a deal, and the Justice Department said, okay, we'll take it. They can steal billions of dollars and get 4 years, and we can steal what, a pack of cigarettes and get 35 years. Justice,
Now,
justice, Ted.
why did I
Justice.
bring that up?
That's justice.
Why did I bring that up? Here's the thing. I'm going to say this to all because, I wasn't a thief, but when I was coming up, I hung around thieves. So when you hang around thieves, you become a thief.
Absolutely. Birds of a
And I
feather
didn't
flock
like it.
together.
If I didn't like it, then eventually I said, man, I can't do this, man. I get my butt with more, man, kick my butt, blah, blah, blah. So I stopped. I stopped hanging with them. I was by myself. I never hung around with people because when you in that particular neighborhood I was in Chicago, I didn't want to go to jail. I didn't want to get in trouble because I know if I got in trouble, that would be my butt. And not only that, I would embarrass my family. So I'm saying this to all of those guys that heavily influenced by your environment. Stay at home as much as you can. Don't run the street. The street don't love you because the street gonna do what it do, baby. They're gonna steal, they're gonna rob, they're gonna do drugs, they're gonna abuse women, they're gonna do all of that. And you might not even be that type of a person. You're not that type of person. But you're just hanging with them because you want to belong. Stay your butt at home. Go to some community center or somewhere. Pick up a sport. Keep yourself active. Yeah, it's not good to not to have any money in your pocket, but man, there's all kind of little part-time jobs you can get to keep a couple of dollars in your pocket. Stay your butt at home. Stay off the street. Because, it's too many times, you hear these, little kids hanging out and they ain't got nothing to do. And then they say they see a car. Let's get this car and go. Let's go joyriding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
3 years. 3 years. You're in jail unless you're underage. That's the problem, bro. These kids, you have to. I was very fortunate that I had a decent stepdad that told me whenever your friends want to do something that's illegal or not right, blame it on me and tell them that you have something to do for me. I did that a half a dozen times at least to stay out of trouble. Ain't nothing wrong with hanging around with them when they ain't doing nothing. You just sitting around yappity yappity yap. But as soon as they get ready to do something stupid at night, get your butt home. I'm serious, bro.
Hey
Because
man, I'm not. I smile and stuff, Ted, because I have to. I have to smile, man, to keep from crying. I hated crying and stuff. I remember when I used to get a whooping and stuff, and I used to cry, cry, cry. And one day, I think I was 10 years old, and my mother she just beat me, and I didn't cry. She just whooped me, and I just stood there, and I didn't
and you
cry.
ain't cried since.
I ain't gonna cry. So I have to find another way. I have to find another way to release whatever it is. So when you see me laughing, I want to cry.
Well, I'm telling you, bro, these kids that's out there, these Generation X people and millennials, don't let this peer pressure get you in trouble because now these people ain't playing out there now. They might
They
even classify you as an illegal.
uh, they wasn't playing when we were coming up, Ted.
No.
They would kill you, shoot you, do whatever they wanted to do to you and everything. They would, and would get you involved in their gangs and do whatever they wanted to do with you. I'm looking at our children who are missing, and they are still missing. And these parents and stuff and everything who have thrown their children away, and these kids are missing, and nobody knows where they're at, other than the folks who was out there preying upon them and doing whatever they want to do with our kids. When your society gets so bad that they prey upon the children, we're in trouble.
Well,
We in
that's the parents.
big
That's the
trouble.
parents' fault.
But whoever fault it is, we in trouble. It's the parents' fault because they threw them away, and it's the other folks' fault because they're taking advantage of them and using them for their own purposes, their own financial purposes. Because we're looking at a time and stuff, Ted, when our possibly attorney general is a pedophile.
Yep.
The attorney general, the United States attorney general.
A drug user, bro. A coke user.
Yeah,
That's what they say.
yeah.
Now, how true it is, I kind of tend to believe it because it seems
It
like
is
he got.
because they quit the Congress after they got appointed. They quit the Congress right quick so they would stop their ethics report from coming out. They don't know that they're saying nobody knows what's in it, but they know what's in it. This
Well,
person is going to be our attorney general. This
all I
person
gotta
and
say
stuff,
is,
and all the rest of them crooks and thugs that they got sitting up there are going to be in charge.
well, here's the thing. All you gotta do is look these people up, and then the thing is, not only look them up, but look at their assistant secretaries and their officers that work for them. That's all you gotta do. Look who's the deputy chief of staff. Who's the deputy chief of staff?
Mm.
Stephen Miller.
Well, he already got a history of stuff already of Stephen Miller. We already got a history on him, a
That's what I'm
dossier on
trying to
him.
tell you, bro. All
They've
you
already
gotta
a
do is
dossier.
look up these people.
And with him, all you got to do is look at him, and he reminds you of them folks, them Nazis who were in Germany. He looks like them. He looks like Himmler. And the folks who don't know who Himmler is, read your history books.
Well, the navigation of this next 2 years, 4 years, whatever you want to look at it, is going to really be
Well,
because I don't want to be reading a whole lot of sad stories.
You get ready. They're gonna be out there. There can be some sad stories to it. They're gonna be some.
I'm just putting them on notice right now.
They're gonna be
Yeah,
some.
I will be praying for our people. I will be praying for this country.
But
the point is that, don't put yourself out there in them streets.
Well,
don't put yourself in those streets.
They
do what you gotta do. Go to work, come home, stay home.
They
do
not.
your shopping during the day.
I don't
go
believe
to the
they're
movies
gonna.
during the day.
They're not going to have a choice. They're not going to have a choice. Didn't that man say that we're going to set a 24-hour period where the police going to be able to do anything they want to do? So they may not have a choice to it. Anything. He said, I'm going to set aside 24 hours. You said it right there in the pulpit out there to the audience. I'm going to give 24 hours where the police can do anything they want to do. And I believe he's going to have that happen. So they may not have a choice, because by the time they might pick them up in between work and home.
Ed, I hate to say this, but there are people out there. They don't like to use they don't like you to use the word, certain words, that will pew pew. You know what I'm saying? Pew pew. Right back. So I'm just saying, bro, it ain't worth it.
There gotta be some sad singing and some slow driving.
Hey, I got another one for you.
Yeah, you better hurry up, man, because your time getting short here, bro. Your time getting short here.
For you. You ever heard of Noam Chomsky?
The what?
Noam Chomsky. You never heard of him?
That rings a bell, but I can't put a face to it. Go ahead.
Well, he's more than a socialist, but he's an academic scholar, well known, and he criticizes America a lot because he's basically for unions and the working people. That he thinks that, he's not really a champion of capitalism, which I believe in capitalism to a certain degree. However, his thing is that it's the same thing as far as the people is not aware. And I don't care how much these people, from the left or from the right preach their mess. You got these people from the far left and the people from the far right, and they preach their mess. And then you got all these people that's in the middle, and then now they even classify them as their left to right center and right to left center, and
right.
They're all of this mess.
Right. They try to categorize you into a particular box.
Right. And they put you in a box.
They want to put you into that box.
You're a liberal, or you're a progressive, or you're a Marxist, or you're a white wing, and you're this and that. Now here's the thing. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Lying is lying. I don't care if you say a white lie or you flat out lie. I don't care if you embellish your story, it's still a lie. I don't care if you say that you was joking and you really meant it, but you was using it as a joke. You're deceptive. And these people have felt, all the American people, not all, but a lot of people have fell for the okie doke. I don't care if you call yourself religious and you right-wing religious. There's no such thing as no right-wing religious people or left-wing religious people. You can categorize those things if you want to, but I don't think God gonna say what political party you was in and who did you support. I don't get that. You're supposed to be, if you call yourself a Christian, you're supposed to be Christ-like. And if you support anybody, I don't care if they're Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever, and they running around lying or doing things they ain't got no business doing, that's your business. Nobody's perfect, but you expect people to be at least 85, 90% doing the right thing. People make mistakes. But you got a lot of people that's deliberately doing the wrong things to hurt other groups. Deliberately. But that's on them. That's on them. Because in my spirit, I'm saying to myself, what is going on? What it is that their heart is hard. They got a hard heart. A lot of people got a hard heart. To try to keep the environment good, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. To have clean water, that's a good thing.
Things are not what they seem, Ted. Remember that. Things are not what they seem. I don't know why. Ted, but as these days go by and they get into the weeks, into the months of what is to January the 20th, I got a strong feeling and stuff, Ted, inside of me that things aren't what they seem. I don't know why, but it's just, I woke up last night feeling that, had that feeling and stuff inside of me that we're going to make this thing on stuff through, because things aren't what they look like. Our eyes are deceiving us. And the people out there who are in charge of the media are deceiving us. We're going to be okay. Final word, man.
No, man, you can't leave it like that, bro. You can't leave it like that. You
I
gonna
have
leave it like
to.
that?
I have to. I have to. I'm telling you, Ted, I have never had a feeling like this. And I truly believe, man, that something is getting ready to happen. It's not going to be. I can't explain it to you, man. It's like, oh man, I have to leave it that way. I can't explain it to you, but I'm just waiting to see it. Things are going to happen and stuff. They're going to be coming about and stuff in a way that we are not seeing it coming. And you can hear the drum beats and stuff out there. With every now and then you will see an article out there about things aren't all these things that are coming out of this new administration and everything. They keep saying that there's some things going on underneath that is going to be coming out, and I believe that. Ted, this guy, this criminal, in his last days, did not believe he was going to win. I believe that. Go back and look at those videos and stuff of him. He did not believe he was going to win.
He wanted an insurrection.
He was absolutely surprised when he found out that he had won. He did not know he was going to win. He had no idea he was going to win. He thought he had lost. You go back and look at those videos and stuff of him. I did. I went back and looked at him, and he did not believe he was going to win. By him coming out and doing what the heck he did and saying what he was saying out there to those audience, he didn't have no idea that he was going to win. He thought he knew he had lost. That man was sick. And dementia doesn't go away like that.
Well,
It's a progressive illness.
here's the thing, what I think what you said is correct. That he didn't believe that he was going to win, and he had already put out there that he was going to still do his little meetings. So, and that way he can still collect money.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's the president. You say there's some underlying stuff that's going on.
There's
I have
some
no
stuff.
idea because
There's some
I don't.
stuff
I
underfoot
haven't
there.
read anything or looked
I
at stuff.
have. I've been reading articles and stuff and everything and that, and they have a little things pinning there. There's something going on underneath there, and there's something getting ready to happen. I don't know what the heck it is, my friend. I have no idea, but there's something coming, man. That we're and it's not what we
Well, you need to bring these articles
expect.
up front, bro.
Huh?
Bring these articles up front. And who wrote them, and then find out what's going on, and let's look at the underlying mechanisms that these people figure that something is going on. Because I believe the same thing myself, you know. And I was telling my wife this last night. I said something is too quiet. Something is going on.
It's going on.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. I got a feeling, man. I mean, I woke up, like I said, I woke up this morning at 4 o'clock, man, and that feeling was so strong, kid. I mean, absolutely strong. I said, and I couldn't put my finger on it, and I still can't put my finger on it.
Well,
Something's not right. I'm telling you, something is not right here. I have no idea what it is, but something's not right.
I'm gonna leave it here. But I did want to talk about G20.
Let's talk about it tomorrow. We way over,
We'll
brother.
talk about it tomorrow.
We talk about it tomorrow, and we also, and I'm gonna keep my promise. What I told folks, I'm gonna talk about these black newspapers. Tomorrow. We're gonna talk about the Birmingham Times. I got them and stuff on my radar, and we're gonna have a deep conversation about them. I opened up their little the URL, and I just happened to take a quick glance at it, but we're going to talk about what's going on there at the Birmingham Times. Okay, so people, we will back tomorrow. See you. Bye.